There's a story that is developing in Nigeria right now about this lady called Mira. She did a video and posted it on her TikTok crying, and she narrated a story that is very heartbreaking. And according to her, something happened in her house. A day after Val's Day, which is Sunday, 15th February, something happened in her house. After that, the person who did that thing sent her an anonymous message on TikTok. And because of all the things that's going on with her right now in the hospital, and people are saying, like a lot of people are talking. In fact, Lagos State, the Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency, has come out with a statement, and you see that this world, there are a lot of people that don't have sense, and we'll talk about it.
I'm the Headless YouTuber, there's Headless Reactions. Alatiare, Yanko!
Now, before we get into the story, let me please sound a disclaimer and also a trigger warning that this particular content might trigger you based on certain things. But then I'll try my best to censor it or take out certain parts because of YouTube's, guidelines. Yeah. Now, there's this lady called Mirabel or Mira on TikTok. She posted a video crying. She posted the video and said that she has insomnia. And because she has insomnia, she needs to get drunk or high before she can sleep. So on the 14th of February, which was Val's Day, she had to drink a lot so that she can sleep. And even that one crying, she couldn't sleep until like the next day, which is 15th Sunday at around 6 a.m. That is when she started falling asleep. And then when it got to around 9, she had a knock on her door.
I got yesterday in my apartment, February 15th in the morning. I have insomnia. If I'm not drunk or I can't sleep. So the Saturday I drank and like it wasn't working, but I needed to be high enough so I could sleep. My eyes were tired, but I couldn't sleep. I slept around 6 a.m. and around 9 I heard knocking on my door, and I thought maybe it's one of my neighbors because it's Sunday morning. Most of them would have gone to church. Maybe one of them wants to ask for something or something like that. I stood up. I was having a headache. I was still drunk and I was having a headache, and immediately I opened the door. I got pushed back. Before I get to my door, like there's my fridge, and then a few steps forward there's my door. I hit my head on the door because I couldn't, I got pushed back. I hit my head on the fridge.
Now, when I saw this part, the first question that came to my mind was, why would such a young girl have insomnia to the point where she has to drink or get high before she can sleep? And then I went through her social media pages and I found this particular post where she said, lost my brother, lost my mom, failed WAEC English, became an orphan, no relatives, no siblings, got my first apartment, forgotten how to pray, dealt with battling cyst. Just say, you can see that she has been through a lot. Based on this, it explains why she's living alone. Explains why probably because of all these things she has gone through, she can't sleep and stuff like that. But that's not the subject of this. Let's go on. Now, the rest of it is very graphic. I mean, an intruder, when she opened the door, let me just try to just narrate it instead of, her crying and everything. An intruder, someone who knocked on her door. Sunday, everybody has gone to church in her compound. Someone knocked on her door. She was still kind of drowsy and high. So when she went to open the door, all she felt was that something pushed her and her head hit something. And that was it. The next time she could open her eyes, someone has put some cloth in her mouth and tied it. And the person was taking advantage of her. You get a point. Grape. Yeah. And after she could feel that thing, like somebody on her and stuff like that. And then she passed out again. When she woke up, she, bleeding down there, she felt like, oh, maybe it's her menses or whatever it is. She didn't really know what happened until someone sent her this message on TikTok. Now, the message is quite confusing. And some parts of this whole story is not really that clear. But after she had narrated the story of what really happened to her very graphically, she kind of started apologizing to her friends, kind of like she wants to take her own life and stuff. And that one too was, some way. even the video that she posted, if you look at the caption that she has given to it, she said, "I'm genuinely sorry, but I can't hold up anymore. It was so nice meeting you all, and I'm sorry." And you can see that she was, trying to, like a farewell message, trying to check out and stuff like that. But then she posted another video, and this time she was in a hospital, and she said, "I did, and I'm barely alive." And now onto the caption is, "I actually did. I've been, like she has tried to off herself for months, and I didn't get a single sympathy from anyone." And I'm like, the whole thing, I'll read the message, but she posted a video, and in the video, she used a sound saying like, "You abandoned me, I will not forgive you," and stuff like that. And she wrote, "Not a soul except 3 guys, which they have to go to work." And you can see down there, she has written that, "Note, they reached out to 2 of my friends who promised to come this morning, but I'm about to get discharged, no show." So this looks like somebody who already has issues with friends. Like she's maybe abandonment issues. She's alone. For such a young lady to even be living on her own is a question. But I think Nigeria is normal. Sometimes you see some girls living alone and stuff like that. Well, so according to her, her friends didn't even come to check up on her. People are now calling for her friends to come and check up on her. But then if you check the message that this supposed person sent, the beginning part of the message was just a graphic description of what the guy had done. And it's very, very foolish. I'm sure you don't know me because you decided to close your eyes even after waking up from passing out. I want to tell you that even if you remember me or my face, because we have met twice and you kept ignoring me the second time, I had to pay boys to stop empty bike from entering that side, so you would wait and talk to me, but you kept distancing yourself. You complimented the way I speak and you said I smell nice, but you still refuse to give me your number, and you are so good looking and you sound so cute. I wish you could have made some sound, but I'm scared if I take that cloth. If I take out the cloth and untie your mouth, you will scream. But seeing you mumbling and that little tears that roll down your eyes when you give up and stay still, that the rest is just too graphic. But then the beginning stages of the chat, according to this guy, he has met the girl twice. He tried to run her and the girl didn't give her a chance. Because of that, he had to pay the first time. After the first time, the second time, he had to pay some people to stop empty motorbike from coming to the girl's area, so that he will come and pass probably with his bike or his car to pick up the girl. And when he sees the girl by the roadside, give her a lift and initiate conversation. And according to him, the girl complimented him, said he speaks nice, or say he smells nice, and still didn't give him her number. Now, if you are trying to talk to somebody and the person didn't give you her number, should you go to the person's house and do this to her? Question. Also, I'm wondering, with all these clues, why is he giving all these clues? Does he want to be caught? That's if it's true, because right now I can't even trust social media that much anymore. But if this is legit and he's giving her all these, can she actually remember this guy? That's the question, if she can. Now, the rest, he was just, trying to be like describing the things he did to her, and that's very foolish. But then it gets to a point where he said that, "You are smart and you will definitely figure out who I am. But let me tell you, my father has the money to bury the case right before it gets to court. So don't bother, my darling. And besides, you can't find me and you don't even have the money to considering your situation. Okay. You don't have the money to considering your situation. You are feeding from hand to mouth and you are living on an edge of life. So keep the little money to feed, okay? And you guys they knock off and make, and this part too, he was advising the girl on some boys, man. Now he's saying that his father is rich. His father can push this thing from ever blowing up. And if it's true, I really believe that NAIJA, a rich man's son, can actually say this to his victim. Because that's the NAIJA way. And then after saying a lot of other nonsense about the girl and how he used blade to cut her and some things, after saying a lot of nasty stuff, I mean, if you go on TikTok, you can find it, but I can't, describe those kind of things over here. After that, he said that in the nearest future, maybe 4 or 5 years, we will meet again and you will date and we will date. I'm sure you would have forgotten by then, and I love you. Don't see me as a bad person, okay? You turned me down twice. You don't know how much I spent to find your location, and you turn a whole me down. Bye for now. This is why Kobiche has been doing the hashtag Boys Lives Matter campaign. We keep teaching the girls how to be like a lady and how to take care of yourself, and we don't teach the boys common sense. Because how do you solve or answer rejection with this? If you have tried to talk to somebody and the person has rejected you, is this what to do? That's why Kobiche, shout out to Kobiche for pushing the Boys Lives Matter campaign, which I seriously support, because you should be teaching your male children also common sense, how to be responsible men, how to be good husbands, teach your male children. Because if you teach the females how to be responsible and stuff, and you don't teach the guys, there's these responsible girls who come and meet these foolish boys. Guess what will happen? Now, this matter has gone so far that if you go to Nigeria right now, the Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency came to write the official statement. Lagos State Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency has taken note of the multiple tags and public concerns regarding a video currently circulating on social media in which a young woman shared her experience of SA at her residence on her TikTok page. We want to state clearly that we have seen the reports and we are actively making efforts to reach the survivor to offer immediate support and appropriate intervention and ascertain the location. Our team has initiated contact through available channels and will continue efforts to establish communication. If anyone has credible information that can assist us in reaching her directly and safely, please contact the agency by sending us a DM on any of our official social media channels. The Lagos State government maintains a zero-tolerance stance against all forms of domestic and SA. SA is a crime, and every survivor deserves protection, care, support, and justice. We encourage survivors to speak up and assure the public that reports are treated with utmost confidentiality and urgency. And then they put their contacts over there. Now, if you go and check TikTok right now, can they figure out who is behind the account? That's one question. This person claiming that their parent is rich and they can bury the case before the case even gets anywhere sensible. I mean, if you go on TikTok, you go on social media, I'm very sure you would see this story there because of YouTube's policies. I can't really describe certain things because it might trigger somebody else's trauma and stuff like that. But then, whatever happened to this girl is quite unfortunate, and that's if all things being true. Because I don't believe social media nowadays. The extent that some people go for clout, certain things I don't believe anymore. Because the guy, I don't see why somebody will commit such an act and then send you a whole message trying to describe how he has met you twice and you complimented him and stuff, trying to give you clues on how to find him and stuff. It doesn't make sense to me how someone can be this foolish. But then there are some people who can't be this foolish anyway and do such things. But then the story is not clear in certain angles. She has done a video trying to still apologize to people and to her friends and her TikTok friends and stuff like that. All I can say is, please don't off yourself. Don't delete yourself. It's not worth it. No matter what you've been through, I know that there can be difficult times, but this is not something that should make you take your own life. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Now, this is trending. Let me know what you think about it. The story there we are following, and it's not too clear. How he found her house, I know, so far as he can stop Moto from coming to her area, it means he probably knows her area, probably paid or have been monitoring her social media, her TikTok page to see her in front of her door and all that per research. Because if you go on her TikTok, you see videos of her standing in front of her house and stuff. So yeah, if he's in the area, he checks the house is crying, he can see that, okay, this looks like the girl's house. Another reason to be very careful what you post on social media, not to give away your location. And also living alone as a young girl in certain places, especially in Lagos, some way. But then, this is what's going on social media right now. And it's crazy. It's crazy. The rejection is painful, but it doesn't give you the right to essay somebody like this. That's stupid on your part. But then share your views in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. I'm a bit skeptical because of how social media is now. But then still, the way she was crying and stuff is quite sad. So yeah, sorry. Share your views in the comment section. Let me know what you think.
And I don't know. Yeah, it ain't. Yapon.